Right, there's two sides of the internet. You have videos that are meant to go viral, like a Mr. Beast video that he spent millions on, and then you have videos like this one from Terra Green, 1000 Ants versus Natural Disaster. 1.4 million views in 7 hours, Mr. Beast numbers. So we gotta see what the hype's about. I mean,
Ants are known for their insane ability to work together to accomplish impossible tasks. So I was wondering what would happen if I put my 1000 ant colony up against natural disasters. Would they actually be
yo,
able
he just has a 1000 ant colony, like casually. I will never understand people who like insects. If I see one, I'm killing it. I'm not keeping it around, like,
to stop and survive
feeding
them by
it.
working together? Well, that's exactly why I gathered up 1,000 ants. And I have the 5 coolest natural disasters planned, starting with the most iconic, an earthquake. Yup, ants, I went out and bought a realistic earthquake simulating platform that if I go and press...
You know what I've been thinking about? What if we're like, there's a species that's more advanced than us, and they have us in like a container like this one, and basically all natural disasters like COVID and whatnot is literally just them doing what this guy's doing.
This button or whatever on top starts to shake so much, which recreates a real earthquake. Oh dang. But what I'll actually be putting on here is this 2D ant nest and filling it up with the 1000 ants, of course.
I see why this
these
video
ants
is
will dig
popular,
out
man.
tunnels along the glass like
This is hella interesting.
my last ant video, but throughout that process, the earthquake machine will lightly go off to gently collapse the tunnels while the ants are digging. That way, I can show you how ants evolve to survive earthquakes in the wild. And if
Yo, you know what I've been always like, vegans or like pescatarians. Okay, so you have people that don't eat animals at all. Then you have people that don't eat animals but eat fish. Then you have people that, but like, why do some lives matter more than others? Like, no one cares about insects. No one cares about fish. Why? Because they can't speak? Like, what makes something living? That's something I've never understood. I think a lot of like your dietary restrictions are put because of feelings, because of emotions. Because I know like a cat, not a cat, a cat. Hold on, pause, 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 pause. Like I know a chicken might be cuter than a fish, but like, why is one worth more than the other?
pass, they move on to the more and more interesting disasters. Now, as you could probably imagine, the ants wasted no time to get to work. Ants are so tiny, and while a single ant would basically be able to make no progress whatsoever, when you have a 1000 ants, things are done at an insanely rapid pace, as workers started picking up grains of sand along the glass, so each tunnel could
Damn,
be formed.
man.
It's so cool to see time-lapse footage of these tunnels being made, because they literally dug out this entire amount of sand in only like 6 hours. So I'm wondering what's gonna happen to
Wow.
these tunnels when I turn on
Yo, it's ants and bees. Ants and bees are like different. Like insects are genuinely, they work in like mysterious ways, bro.
this earthquake machine. Now, I started by turning it on the least powerful setting. Okay, it's shaking super slowly. Now, it's my goal to make sure not a single ant is harmed in this video. I just want to show you how insanely smart they
Oh my god, like now I'm low-key regretting saying this, bro. No, ant lives do not matter, twin. Like insects do not matter. Kill them all, bro.
are and how they will
I
overcome
don't care if I have honey. The honey can go, bro.
all these disasters in the wild. But even this very light shaking was definitely felt amongst the colony. The workers along the top area immediately knew something was off, and they started frantically running around, as you can see. And when we take a look down under the nest where all the tunnels are, you can see those ants were acting similarly. Ants know during earthquakes, their tunnels have the chance to collapse, so all of them were being extremely careful. Very interestingly enough,
All this information in just the smallest brain. You know how small a ant's head is? Like their brain's literally this big, bruh. Like it's insane. It's actually nature's insane, man.
in this room here, many of the
Yo,
ants
and I have a vivid memory of me as a kid eating a worm. But I watched a video about a guy who ate a slug and now he's paralyzed. Let me pull that up actually. Yeah, look at this. He ate a slug on a day, became paralyzed and died. No chill, bro. Straight to the point and died. So I'm always thinking to myself that it's either like an incorrect memory or I got hella lucky, bro.
were gathering up on the walls of the room to add an extra layer of support so it wouldn't collapse. But of course, when an earthquake happens in the wild, part of the nest is bound to collapse, so it wasn't long until this happened. A bit of the sand here started to fall, completely blocking off this tunnel. I immediately turned off the machine to make sure the ants wouldn't be too stressed out while they had to commence a rescue mission. Because as you can see,
Bro, what a cutie patootie. He's worried about the ants' cortisol levels, bro. The ants don't care about mogging, gang.
See, while most of the ants were able to squeeze out, like this guy here, at least one ant was partially trapped in this collapsed tunnel. But amazingly, it looked as though one of the ants was already picking up some of the sand from the collapsed portion to clear it out. And yeah, literally so quickly, the ants excavated the entire collapsed tunnel, enough to where it was a perfectly functional area to walk through again. And funnily enough, some of the ants even started to walk in and slowly dig out the area where the sand had just collapsed from to make a new tunnel there. Wow, the ants just completed this natural disaster. They are so smart. But the natural disasters
Like that
are designed to get more interesting as the video goes on. So next up, we got a sandstorm. Yes, ants, you heard that right. And this will be taking place in the separate...
Have you guys ever seen a tornado? Because I know like tornadoes seem like such a weird and rare thing. They're really not. I've seen like quite a few in my life. Is that a brag? Nah, I think comment if you've actually seen a tornado before.
desert enclosure. Yes, we need to have a separate tank so that way I can make this sand blow around like crazy to replicate a real sandstorm. And along with this blow dryer, I've also got all these fans that clamp to the walls, and I can just set up to constantly blow the ants back. For the ants to be able to pass this disaster.
But where is PETA? PETA, like the people who are in charge of like animals and like animal testing and shit. Like this guy's dead ass running the mini Hunger Games for these ants, like a mini, what's that one Roblox game called? Natural Disaster. Like it's...
They're gonna have to do something like grab onto each other's bodies or something to be able to push past this intense wind. And if they can make it to this canyon, climb up it, and make it to the Terra Green Leaf Bowl, then they're gonna get a ton of seeds, which is their favorite food. Alright, let me just hook up this tubing like so, and...
Really? Ants like seeds the most. What about like other foods? Let me search that up actually. Like what about like meat, no? Like if there's a dead carcass, they'd eat it, no? Ants are opportunistic omnivores. So yeah, they kind of eat anything, alright.
The ants should start coming. Let's go. Yup, and this tubing is set up so once an ant enters the disaster, they can't get out. That way, we'll progressively get to see more and more teamwork as time goes on. Now, immediately, you can see these first ants just kind of thought this was a normal desert as they were walking through it. But quickly, I brought out my mini sandstorm fan and I started to blow. Immediately, the ants started to feel the wind pressure pushing them back and were suddenly not able to walk forward. Some even lost their grip and got pushed back a bit. And as more ants entered the desert, you could tell the sandstorm was keeping them all stuck to the left side of this enclosure. Yo, this little mini fan is fire for replicating a sandstorm. But no, this is where it gets interesting because now that they know a sandstorm is brewing, how are they gonna figure out how to get to these seeds?
Yeah, bro, we have actually quite a high female audience. Bro, I want to ask y'all right now, like deadass, if y'all walked into a guy's home and you just saw a glass container full of ants, like what are y'all thinking? There's no way you get purr with this, bro. You ain't getting no purr if you into insects, like sadly. Like I know, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Y'all can have your own like hobbies and niches, but I'm telling you right now, a girl walks into your house and sees a tarantula, hell no. Hell no.
Well, let's see. While most ants kept trying to just walk forward and getting blown back, interestingly enough, many of the ants were gathering up in this back area here near the sticks. And many of them were actually starting to climb onto the sticks. You see, the fan doesn't really blow ants back if they're walking on sticks since there's just so much of a better grip on there. But yeah, the second they
and also like they have no surface area, so some physics for y'all over there.
Climb off and stand on the sand again, and they'll get blown back, as you can see. But the ants were starting to learn
equals
that
MC
they
squared,
to stay on the sticks. So many started to gather up and march towards the right side where all the seeds were located. In fact, this ant was making it dangerously close to the seeds using the stick method. And well, he was able to make it to the little rock canyon and almost was there to the seeds. Oh my gosh, this ant climbing right now is a beast.
Bro.
I am blowing this fan max speed on him and he is just stuck to this rock. And as I let my guard down for literally 1 second, this dude made a dash for the seeds, literally running straight towards it, and well, he made it in. And he looked so happy to.
Have you guys seen the videos where they fake the ants? Because the ants, they work by like, for example, they find food, so the ant goes back to the... I saw XQC react to it, he was laughing his ass off. So the ant goes back to the colony, and she's like, oh, I found this, and then they remove the food, so when the whole colony goes over there and they find nothing, they just end up killing the ant, right? It's crazy. It's actual torture, bro.
Gotten those seeds. He was just dancing around in there. Yo,
like I'm no animal rights activist, but justice to those ants, bro.
Ant is crazy.
That's
I
too
didn't even
far.
have time to blow him back when he got up into this area. Since the ants passed a disaster, I gathered them all up and put them back into the nest. And I gave them the food prize, which of course they started to take down into the nest over the next 5 minutes. But ants, I'm not gonna lie, this natural disaster was kind of easy to pass. If we really want to learn about
how many
ants
fucking
survive,
ant containers does he
we
have?
gotta go to our third natural disaster, a flood. Yup, and as you can see, I've built another custom tank where the flood is going to be getting simulated. I know there's no water yet, but you'll see how quickly that changes. For now, all you gotta know is if the ants make it all the way to this
Okay, imagine how bad it would be being an insect. Like insects' lives must suck. Like, I know their hormones are probably different, so they feel just as happy as we are, but, like, damn. Just living in little holes, you're next to each other, just fucking fucking what? No, hell no. Like, being a lion would be alright. Like, being a mammal, like a big mammal, like a bear, it's alright, it's alright. But like an insect? Hell no.
Leaf ball. Now, once again, get rewarded with tons
Isn't it in like Buddhism, like being a dung beetle is like the worst existence or something?
more
Dropping facts and
seeds.
knowledge
These
on y'all,
ants have
bro.
no idea what's about to hit them. Let's connect this tubing so these guys can start walking in.
Quickly, the ants started to make their way in. But before the ants had any time at all to
Yeah,
take
imagine being a dung beetle, having to roll shit, like literal shit for the rest of your life. Like, damn.
in their surroundings, I had to activate the flood.
So to make the flood happen, I gotta go down here to this little bucket, plug it in, and then out the end of this tube. Oh yeah, water. Oh shoot, water's coming out. Okay, I just gotta carefully. Oh, move that over there. Oh, okay.
Just spilt
we
water
go.
everywhere.
Similar to real life, floods will block off paths for ants while they're trying to travel, so this is exactly what that recreates. And the ants are gonna have to find a way to pass these gaps using the objects I provided for them. As you can tell,
Go
the
ahead.
ants in here immediately were a little confused on what to do. Many were gathering up near the water edge, inspecting what the heck just happened. Some even fell into the water, but don't worry, any ant that falls in, I'll be rescuing and bringing back to the start.
Bro, I'm so happy I'm human. Like, we are such superior creatures. Like, I'm dead ass looking at these ants like dumbass insects, bro. Like, dumbass insects. Just build a bridge, bro. Just build a bridge. Just walk, just jump over that shit. Like, y'all was stupid, bro.
So no ants get hurt. But also, many of the ants were actually sort of gathering around the objects I had placed in. And as I left my camera recording,
No.
I was extremely amazed by what I saw happen. Out of nowhere, this feather started to slightly move. And as I kept watching,
There's
it
no
slowly
way.
started nudging around more and more. There must have been an ant underneath, and this ant was genuinely moving the feather closer and closer to the water until literally like magic, it was moved almost entirely in, and an ant crawled out right from underneath as soon as that happened. Dang, this guy must have been helping move it.
Smart ass ant, bro. This the Einstein ant. That's crazy.
Yo, these ants are absolutely insane. I don't know what ant just moved this feather into the water, but dang, I mean, let's just see what they do.
It took a
Smart
couple
ass
minutes,
ants,
but
bro.
eventually a couple more of the workers started to step onto the feather and started to walk across it to, of course, make it to our second platform. Now, unfortunately, the ants got to do the same exact thing here. Sorry, guys, I know you already did it once. But to my surprise, the ants literally wasted no time to start gathering around these feathers and directly in the area under them. And while it took a couple hours, eventually my camera caught
Bro, what? Damn, like, animals are actually smart as hell. Like, animals are genuinely smart as hell.
this same exact thing.
Like, you know what differentiates humans from other mammals or like other things, intelligent life forms? It's not even our brains, it's our ability to pass down knowledge. Like, it's not just the fact that we have like big brains, that's not even part of it. Like, you have humans that are dumber than some animals, bro. Like, with the severe mental disabilities that are genuinely dumber than some animals. It's not that that's the problem. It's the issue that we can communicate better and we have hands, bro. Like, we can write, we can etch things, we can pass on knowledge easier than other animals. That's what makes us better. It's the combination of different things. We're not the best at anything. I mean, maybe we're the most intelligent. Like, we are the most intelligent, but like, that's not the main reason. It's that we're the most intelligent and we can speak and we can communicate good and we have the ability to pass down knowledge. Like, that's what makes us like the superior life form, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie.
The feather slowly inched towards the water until, well, it had made a bridge across almost.
Let's go ants. Now I did help them a little bit by just moving the feather up onto this platform, but for the most part, they actually were moving those.
And yep, it didn't take long till our first worker stepped onto the final platform and
Wait, why did you help them, bro? Just let them figure it out.
climbed up into the leaf dish to claim their seeds.
All right, well done, little ant, and here is your guys' reward. Well, guys, if you want even better food, you're gonna have to complete this next natural disaster, which is a blizzard. And guys, this is gonna be happening in your nest. Be prepared.
Yup, this
Okay.
blizzard will be taking place inside of the ant nest, so we could study how ants handle the cold in the wild.
Now, obviously, I can't just go and dump a ton of snow on them. That would totally just freeze them all. Instead, I've actually got some ice cubes, which I'm gonna go and just plop on this. Which, as you can see, this makes a nice little makeshift snow that on my laser thermometer is approximately -Celsius degrees.
I started by sprinkling a
Okay.
super tiny amount of this ice on the ant nest to see how they'd initially react.
Damn, do animals just die that quick? They have to have built like some sort of resistance. Like, these insects have survived thousands and thousands of years, bro. Like, they've been around for ages. There's no way they can't handle a bit of snow, bro.
react. And interestingly, well, not even a single ant cared
Like-
at all. Yeah, this ice just melted.
Cockroaches are the goats of longevity. They can handle anything, bro. A cockroach can live without its head. Like, they're insane.
Melted completely into the sand. Since the ants weren't affected by that, I decided to up the amount of ice I put in, which should give us a reaction to how ants handle the cold in the wild. And this time, the ants were actually a bit more interested in the ice, with some of them even crawling on top of them. But the most fascinating thing I had noticed was how much the ants had started to slow down their movement since the start.
Thankfully, all the ants are doing just fine still, but if you look very closely, these ants, for the most part, have slowed down so much. I mean, look at how slowly some of them are moving.
Yup, this is one of ants' special abilities. Because in the winter, when it starts to snow and the
They got
temperature
superpowers?
drops drastically, the ants are basically biologically built to start moving slower. That way, they can conserve as much energy as possible and go hide deeper underground.
So yeah, in the wild, they would dig even deeper and all the ants would relocate to under the nest. I don't want to put any ants at risk, so I'm gonna
Bro, imagine falling asleep and waking up and you just feel something on your skin. You start feeling it, and it's like ants. You wake up and realize that the thing fell down, like this thing broke, or they managed to find a way to escape. Hell no. Hell, I'm not even risking it, bro. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Like, why would I want that in my house?
very carefully take out all the pieces of ice so this place will warm back up to the proper temperature.
And once the tank was warmed back up, I'd say the ants are now ready for their final natural disaster.
Yo, what is this? This can't be like... Peter would be angry, bro.
This time is a zombie apocalypse.
And I'm not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be the most interesting to watch because I've got 3 different types of insects that, in a way,
Is that a
is
bucket
going
of
to
shit?
represent a zombie apocalypse.
Now, our first insect prey is, well, zombie grasshoppers. Yes, these are grasshoppers that Petco sells that are literally like half decomposing and meant for feeding animals. And I'll be bringing them back to life and moving it in front of the ants to see what they do.
And to make the ants
What is this? Like, what has to be wrong with you to enjoy shit like this, bruh? Like, this is enjoyable to watch. I can't ever imagine doing this myself. Like, what am I looking at?
form this even more, I'm gonna dip some of it in this brown sugar water. And yeah, this is gonna make it super tasty. Without further ado,
Like, some people just genuinely have an infatuation with insects and shit. Like,
in here.
Now, immediately after dipping this in the nest, I started to do a really good, accurate job of moving this around to act like it was alive. And I think the ants were falling for it because you can see
Oh,
they
man,
quickly
the ants,
started
man.
to climb all over it. And if you also look closely, the ants were actually grabbing onto this thing with their insanely strong mandibles, and they were injecting their venomous stingers into it. Which is kind of unnecessary. This thing is already long.
what? Ants have venom? It has to be something like super weak, because it definitely doesn't affect
And
humans.
gone. But I guess I'm just doing such a good job moving it around that they think it's actually a real zombie grasshopper.
Okay, you guys are doing a good job attacking this. I'm just gonna leave that in there for you while I get this second insect ready.
And yeah, they start to absolutely devour this grasshopper. But anyways,
Okay.
our second insect food is this. They're called wax worms, and they're a staple food for ants because of how
Oh,
bushy
bro.
they are.
But yeah, they just look so weird. So that's why I'm putting them in the zombie apocalypse section of the video. Let's go ahead and add these guys in.
I decided to put this first waxworm on top of where all the ants were still located around that grasshopper. And well, the ants almost instantly recognized the prey, and amazingly, they knew exactly what to do. And they took this dude straight down into the tunnel system where it wouldn't even stand a chance to fight back.
Oh my gosh, that was like 3 seconds. And now this worm is literally nowhere to be seen. It's probably in the tunnel system. Dang, that's actually kind of impressive, ants.
So I dropped the other 2 waxworms inside,
Okay.
and once again, one of them instantly got pulled down into the tunnel system to get eaten, and this one started to get swarmed. After the ants had a good grasp of it, they literally brought it over to these hills in the back, which eventually the worm
See, why aren't people concerned about the lives of the worms? Like, why isn't a vegan going, oh my god, the worm, no, not the worm? Like, they're both living beings, bro. Just one has feathers, like, what?
was then brought down one of the holes
Am I
on
tripping?
that hill. It's so cool, because if you guys didn't even realize, the ants have turned these hills at the back into an extra place for more tunnels on the back. And we can literally see the worm down under these tunnels as the ants get their protein from eating it.
Wow, amazing job, ants. But our final zombie apocalypse food is
bucket of shit.
flightless fruit flies. But I'm gonna be dumping so many on the ants, so it's like a proper zombie apocalypse movie with how many zombies there are, even though, yeah, these aren't zombies.
Yeah, these are flightless fruit flies, and if you didn't already know what they are, well, they're flies that can't fly. It's always so
They look alright. These are a bit better than the fucking grasshoppers.
funny to me to say this in videos, because seriously, like, how are you a fly that can't fly? Come on, bro.
Okay, anyways, I got about 100.
Actually, the one good thing about being an insect is being able to fly. What the fuck is that? The worst creature to be as.
These flies, as you can see. So let's dump this zombie apocalypse on these ants. Oh yeah.
Now, as you can probably imagine, dumping this much prey on the ants activates their predator instincts a lot. Because instantly, so many of the ants started to become way more frantic. They started to run around like crazy to try and catch these little flies. Now, I mean, it's pretty obvious the ants aren't going to struggle with eating these flies because they're literally...
Ugh, they got little hairs on them and shit. Like, why is this one got a goatee and mustache combo? Like, what is this? And like, the thing is about like insects, even this guy doesn't care. Like, he only cares about ants. Like, he's thrown a bunch of other insects on you. Like, he doesn't even care about the lives of the other insects. Like, it's just weird.
So much smaller, and quickly I started to notice lots of the ants with these little flies in their mandibles. Yeah, I bet these are tasty.
Well, ants, you've literally
Sure,
survived
buddy.
floods, earthquakes, and so much more. So I'm gonna move these guys back to their proper nest where it has all the right stuff. But quickly,
Now, you move them outside to your garden, buddy. You don't move them back into the house.
I have amazing news for those of you who love the channel. The Terra Green plushies are back in stock.
W video, man. And yeah, subscribe for more.